One of the things that I think people don't realize is the hardest thing to go back and document is what ordinary life was like for people, and that winds up being, I think, for anybody who's particularly interested in history nowadays, the biggest frustration. We are really most eager for people to donate things that can really demonstrate the actual life that people lived. Lots of times people will, give us a plaque or, a trophy or something that they got on a vacation tonight, or something they picked up in Europe. But what's good is really the stuff of daily life. So Ms. McAllister's diploma, the photo of the Cogden School in, what was it, 1910?
1910, yeah.
Really helped fill out the picture of what life was like here. The major events that we know about, whether it's the opening of the Fort River Shipyard or who was mayor at the time, or all those things which are easy to document and which there's a ton of records. What the kids at Cogden School look like is important to know in its own way. There are a couple of teachers in the photo, and there's even a principal in the photo. I assume he's the principal. You found another photo, and it's a few years earlier, and you can see he's younger in one photo than the other. So you sort of just, it knits the fabric of life, which is what a lot of people, whether they're professional historians or working in the field of history, are interested in. But it's also what a lot of history is about now. It's really the fabric of life, not just the great events.
Back of her photo were the names of all the students. Some were
exactly.
missing, but
information. First of all, you never know when you're going to find a little pearl of information in there. You're going to find somebody who you can connect in some other way. And that's hit and miss. That's needle in the haystack stuff. But that's what a lot of what's involved is. But it also it allows you to link names with faces, and it allows you to sort of also get a sense of the composition of the school. It helps you understand demographically what's going on in Quincy at the time and things like that. So it's all that information is really very useful, and I think more useful than people realize, or a lot of people realize. Somebody last year brought in you have to be of a certain age to remember this, but their father was a bus driver, and she had his hat from the old Eastern Massachusetts Bay, what was it called? It was called the Eastern Massachusetts Street Railway Company. And those were if you're old enough, you can remember these orange buses that ran through Quincy in the beginning of the late 1940s through the 1950s until the MBTA essentially took it over. And this was just sort of a neat thing. I wasn't expecting it, and it brought back this sort of flood of memories to me. And anybody who's born, old enough to remember the late 40s, the early 50s, would do the same thing. And it's also just, a piece of life. Yeah.
Did you put it on?
I didn't. I have a hat size that's very hard to fit, so I tend not to put hats on. We have it preserved. We have it in storage. I'm looking for an opportunity to put it into an exhibit because it's really a neat thing.